Hi folks, just a short video today. This is just one to say I recently showed some of my more expensive knives on the channel, and I have one or two that are stupidly expensive, but the majority of my collection is sort of mid-range. But if you want a good quality knife, something that you can actually use, you don't have to spend a huge amount of money. And I mean, you could get a brilliant knife for around about the £50 mark, and in fact if you go for the Knot S90V version of the Manly Wasp, you can pick it up for I think it's about £35 or something. But you get a really good knife. But if you don't have that sort of money and you just want a knife to cut things with and you're not super rich, then this is one you might actually consider. I've always just bought them because I've been ordering some knives and I've just thrown one in the basket as well. But these are the three versions of the Schrade Imperial Sodbuster. Now they actually call it a Sodbuster, despite the fact that the name was trademarked in 1967 by Case, who make very nice Sodbusters. The difference between these and the Case one is the Case one costs about, in the UK I think it's somewhere around £60, and there are others. This one, Carl Sleeper one, I think it's about 40 or 50, and Mazarin one here I think again is about the sort of £40 mark. If you can get one, there's the Bushmaster, which is American. I got this from Jody at Big Red EDC. Now if you've got a friend like Jody that'll send you one from the USA, they cost $5 in the USA. But I mean, I've never even seen them for sale here. That's a carbon steel blade. Anyway, these are, two of them are UK legal, the other one's just a bit too big. But the Schrade Imperial, they are made in China. They have plastic handles, but then some of the Case ones have plastic handles too. They are relatively easy to open, even for my dodgy hands. But they have a good blade, and it's not made of any fancy steel. Don't let me kid you that suddenly you can buy S30V for these sorts of money. But these knives here cost about £7 or £8 each. But it's a good shaper blade. You've got a nice bit of straight, a good bit of belly, and a reasonable point. But they're not obvious tactical fighting knives or anything. These are a pocket knife that's used for cutting things. That's the pattern number, Imperial. It's IMP 23, is it? 22? You'll see it better than me when it's steady on a big screen. But anyway, they've got a little Imperial shield on them, brass liners, reasonable back spring. They work. The one thing I would say is though that if you buy the little black ones, they always seem to come blunt. So when I picked up the yellow one just recently, I thought it would probably be exactly the same, but actually this one, this must be a new feature that they've put on their knives. They actually sharpened it. So would it be a now I can't even open it. Would it be a Puzzle P polished edge sharp? Not by a long shot, but this one will actually cut things, which is a huge step in the right direction from Schrade Imperial Sodbusters. So if you get one, you do have to be prepared to put a decent, sharpen it at least at the very least, put a strop over it. But this one came with a reasonable edge on it. It's not violently sharp. The big ones, oddly, have always come sharp. And I haven't opened this one for a while, but I think, I say that, see, just as I say it, I know it's going to go wrong, because I think this is the easiest to open of the lot. No, it's a bit slippy in my hand actually. Now I'm going to take the end of my finger off here, try and do this through the camera. I've promised myself I'd open them on camera, but I just have to go with it, as has been commented on various times recently. Yes, I'm not obviously a left-hander, but I have to use my left hand because my right hand is pretty much paralysed. I can move it a little bit, but I certainly don't have any fine dexterity with it. And Sod's law dictates I'm right-handed and my right hand's paralysed. So if I was going to paralyse one hand, it would have to be the one that I actually use. But anyway, no, I think these are actually quite good knives. Certainly for the money. I think these are either. I think this is $7.95 and this one's $8.95, and this is actually a good, solid, working knife. Now I've got quite large hands, and where gloves are either large or extra large, and yet there's a good handful there, and they're a good strong, as you've just seen, a good strong spring. They're not going to close any. This is actually a good working knife, and for under £10. And I think in the US they're actually priced about the same in dollars. Certainly that's the thing I've seen. So they're priced at about $9, and the Bushmaster, which you can get if you're over there from Bud, very slightly smaller. Size is less of a problem, I think, for many of you than it is for us here. This one is just street legal in the UK. This one isn't, but you can pick this one up for. It's usually priced at $10, but you can quite often get 2 for 1 on it, and so it becomes a $5 knife. But they're similarly priced. This, but you pay some money, you take your choice. I quite like the yellow one actually. The big one isn't available in yellow, I'm afraid. Anyway, there you are, the Schrade Sodbuster. If you want a good quality knife for not much money, and you just want to cut things, you're not looking for a fighting knife, you're just looking for a pocket knife. These are a great pocket knife, working man's knife. Thank you very much. Bye.